Good evening, everyone. Let me just check I'm live. Okay, good. I am live. All right, great. All right, good evening. Hello. What are we? Tuesday. Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. So Tuesday is the day in this group, the themed day on creativity, business, and action. So I wanted to just come in and share today 3 things. What did I call it? Hold on. 3 things. Where's my title? I can't even see it. So it was something like 3 things that I wanted to share for you to embrace in your business. You can also use this in your life, but I'm talking very specifically around. So a lot of you in this group have your own businesses, like me. You're entrepreneurs or business owners, and you're either wanting to. Yeah, got a hair in my mouth. My own hair in my mouth. You're either wanting to create your own business, or you're already doing it. And I know a lot of you, when you answer the questions to get into the group, very similar to me. So pop a comment below if you are a business owner, entrepreneur, or you would like to be. But even if you're not, you can stick around for this message, because what I'm going to share, you can absolutely transfer these aspects into your life. But I really wanted to talk to you about these things, because when I started to bring them in, they made a huge difference in my life, in my business particularly. So just drop me a comment below. I'm just going to open it up on here so I can see if anyone is commenting. Let's put the sound down. Okay. Right, I can't see any comments, I don't think, but yeah, drop me a comment below. Okay, so number one, right, so I want you to just check in with yourself and see which ones of these you need to focus on, or you need to do more, so you can start to amplify what you're doing in your business. Because creating a business and creativity in general requires us to go deep. And I always say, it's like, if you want to go on the ultimate personal development journey, you will create your own business, because it brings up all the things about you. Also have a relationship with someone, that also does it. So Saturday is our love and relationships day in this group, but it always brings up, it's one of the ways onto the entrepreneurial journey, it brings up all our inner stuff, because it requires us to go deep, and it requires us to really step up and create a life that most people don't. So it really requires a different kind of mindset, energy, approach to life if you're going to suddenly step into the world of create your own income and set your own rules, right? It's going to bring up a lot of stuff. So first, number one then, so 3 things I want to talk about. So number one is a big one, is stop looking for the answers outside. So it took me ages to figure that one out. And what I mean by that is, if you're on this journey, if you're in business, or you're creating this life for yourself, we often look to other people, we look to successful people, we look to other people who are doing what we want to do. And this is where we can go on the track of purchasing programs, courses, investing in mentoring and coaching, and all of these programs. And of course, I am all for this stuff. But what I've seen so much of in this space, and also with my own experiences, but I'm seeing it non-stop, is the amount that people are investing, and they're often investing in blueprints, programs, strategies, things that worked for that particular person, but they're not particularly the piece that you need. So this is a big one. This can be like a whole live stream in itself, but I just want to bring this to your attention, because I know so many of you here are investing, and I know a lot of you have also made those investments where they haven't paid off. And sometimes when you're in a program, you can be really disheartened when you see other people get results, and you feel like you're the only one maybe who it hasn't worked for, or hasn't got the results. And I've definitely been in those programs where I've signed up for like a business strategy thing, and it didn't do anything for my business, and I thought, oh my god, it's working for everyone else. So I'm really, personally and professionally, very strong in the conviction that you've got to really follow your own soul blueprint. This is in your business, this is in your creativity, and also of course in your life. But I've I've spent so much money personally investing in things where I thought this would be the golden ticket to my business, like launching, or to some program selling, or whatever other promise, hitting these figures in these amounts of days. And just because it worked for that person, it's because it was their, maybe it was their exact blueprint, right? That works, but it doesn't mean that it's yours. And so I'm not saying, of course, don't invest, don't do any of that stuff, because like I'm on that journey. I love to do that. I love to invest and I love to work on myself. But just be really, I would say my recommendation is really to be very mindful of what you're buying into. There are a lot of good marketers out there, definitely. And also you can I've done it myself. I've fallen for that kind of hype of marketing, of like, this is the thing that I need. So I really want to encourage you, and this is for anyone's stuff. I'm even going to encourage you on my own stuff. If I'm going to be, I'm a lot more active these days, selling things, offering things fairly regularly now, and probably daily now. But when I offer something, I want to invite you, really tune in to whether you really need this particular program. Tune in to whether you really feel like you need this particular session, or whatever it is, whether it's mine, whether it's someone else's, because this is why I don't do the convincing, the kind of hard sell. Because my philosophy is, if you know that you are called to work with me, or if you know that you're called to join a program of mine, you're going to know it in your soul. And so this is why you can always ask questions about anything that I have, but I won't do that. Handle your objections and try and enroll you into my stuff, because I don't need to. It's like, if you know that if your soul is giving you the nudge, like my job is to go, here's the thing, here's the link, you can click and take that leap, because it does require a leap sometimes, but never to convince you to do this thing. So just be mindful of anything that has the hard sell, that's hyping you up into, because it's so easy to fall for when you're building a business and you're looking outside for the answers. So I'd say, really stop looking for the exact blueprints. If you go into programs just to simply, with an approach of learning, like, oh, I'd really like to learn how this woman here built her 6-figure, 7-figure business, or whatever it is. Oh, and you do a course or a program to simply learn some strategies and understand that it's still your own soul blueprint you're following. That's a really great way to do it. So invest in that. Great. But do you see the difference? You're not investing because you think, okay, it worked for them, so it's going to work for me. Because who knows? Their strategy could be yours, but it might not be. And I've followed so many strategies until I came to the conclusion that it wasn't for my business. I'll tell you one thing. The big one is niching. You must niche. You must find your one complete client, right? And I know a lot of people would still maintain that. And for some people, that is absolutely the correct, perfectly aligned thing. But for me personally, every time I tried that one, to just help that one type of person, it just didn't work for me, because I'm here very much to make an impact with a lot of different types of people using the inner transformation. So those things, my God, I spent so much money on learning those strategies to really reach the conclusion that no, I'm not here. And since I've had my channel open, my guides have totally confirmed that for me. No, you're not here to niche to one person. That's just me. But maybe you are, maybe you do, maybe that's for you. So just not to look outside for the answers. Really, this is very much about going within, really following what is in there. And let's just apply this to life. Even if you don't have a business, this is your life as well, right? Same thing. Another little golden rule that I have when I'm investing anything or looking for the answers in a mentor or somebody else is notice the energy with which you're plugging into it. So are you joining that thing, that program, looking for their blueprint as a way, because you're coming from, oh my God, I'm in fear, and if I don't do this, I won't be able to hit my goals? Or are you doing it? Are you leaning towards it from a place of, oh, I'd love to expand with this program. I'd love to release or move forward with this particular person, with this particular offering. So just notice, because I've invested with both in my business. I've done the thing of, holy crap, I need this thing to help me write my website copy. It was coming from a place of, oh my God, if I don't get this, I won't sell anything. That's very different to the program, one of my favorite programs I've invested with my mentor, where it was like, oh, I can't not. My soul is telling me to join this program, and I know I'm going to have my next big expansion, and I did. I really did. So I've made decisions based on both. I've used a lot of my money on these different things. So just really want to encourage you. It's like a really important thing with your own businesses to really stop looking for the answers outside, learn and grow, but really you're looking for things that will bring you back into your own knowledge, your own soul wisdom, because your soul has a blueprint and it came into this world with a very clear idea of what it wants for you, what you want for you. So, how would somebody else's strategy, exact strategy of how their soul needed it to happen, necessarily apply to you? So, this is where it gets, it gets confusing. So, it's all about bringing yourself back to your own knowing. This is the most powerful. So, I want to shortcut any of you who are on this journey. Just keep focusing on that. Really bring yourself back to your own soul knowing. Your soul already knows what offerings you want to do, what services and products. It knows how you want to do it. It might change over the years. Mine definitely has. So just stop looking for the exact answers on the outside of you and start to connect in. That's number one. That's a big one. The other two won't be so long. So let me know if that one resonates with you and whether that is the piece for you that you need to look at a little bit more. Number two, another approach that's going to really help is be visible. So the whole visibility thing, which I've shared quite a few times before, I was on a whole journey in my business around being more visible, and I tried to shy away from it. I tried to get around it. I went up, down, and around, and there was no getting away from it. You have to be visible. You have to have the visibility. So it doesn't mean that each and every one of you who has a business or wants to have a business has to do, for example, live streams. It might be part of you, but it might not be. There are many ways to be visible, but you can't get around the fact that you've got to be visible. People don't know you're here. You're not going to be able to reach out with your product, with your service, with kind of anything that you want to offer the world. And I'm still working on that. So I'm still working on ways to, like, how can I be more visible? How can I allow myself to be seen and heard by more people? And that is going to bring up some stuff. So let me know as you're watching this now or on the replay, does this one bring up some stuff? Is this one you're working through? Is this a biggie for you? The visibility, because it definitely was for me. It's still an ongoing thing, but it's definitely like I'm over the whole I don't want to be seen. Like I very much want to be seen now, um, and make an impact. But yeah, it's showing up. How are you showing up? So just reflect and see in your own business and in your life as well. How are you showing up? Are you showing up? Are you doing what I used to do and show up and then hide away for 6 months? I did a really great big event at the Ritz really early on in my business. I took a massive leap, did this scary, scary thing. Um, and I was visible and I was promoting it. And, it was a big deal. I'd never done anything like that before. I was very new. And then, of course, when I pulled it off, I could have really rode that energy, but I didn't. I completely backtracked and I did it again after another two of my events. So I did 3 events where I showed up and then I hid, and it's like I didn't want anyone to see me. It was getting a bit too real. I remember in the early days when I started doing videos and I was starting to get comments, it was a lot more traction back in 2016 because the algorithms were really different. And so just doing a video, you'd easily get a few hundred views, and people would comment because they'd just see your stuff more. And I had some traction, and as soon as I had the traction, I would shy away, and it would be like 6 weeks before my next video. So there was no consistency. So the visibility thing, I found that once I really did a lot of work around that, um, everything just started to shift, and I started to be able to step more into my power, step more into my messaging. It's still a work in progress, but it's like I'm continuing, and I'm really comfortable now showing up, live streaming videos, sharing my message. Like, not, I don't have any hang-ups about it anymore. So just tune in with yourself, because that's a big one. That's a really big one that I'd encourage you, if it is an issue, start to look at that and let me know, because I want to do some things around that. I might, definitely these are the areas I'd love to help you with as well. because I have transformational packages and ways to work with me. But yeah, I really want to do some things around these pieces because I really know what that feels like, and sometimes we really need some mentoring or guidance or just like a support thing around this, because it brought up all my wounding, all my hang-ups, all of my stuff just from needing to go live, right? Or even writing. So visibility. So number two, be visible in your business. There's no getting around from it, no, getting away from it. It's important, and I'm sharing this so that you do know what it takes to have some level of success, right? It's what you want. It's what you want to move towards. And then number three, another aspect is absolutely make it a non-negotiable as well, is having daily rituals. So I've talked about this a lot, but it's, you can't really talk about it enough, the importance of daily rituals, routines, because if you don't set yourself up, it requires you to set yourself up every day, because the world is not set up for you to easily believe in yourself, step into your power, feel good. We're bombarded all day, every day with energies, frequencies that aren't up for our benefit, music and entertainment with lower frequencies, messaging in adverts and movies and all, it's literally every direction. Food, our water supplies, our products, everything is designed to lower our vibration unless we really consciously choose to step out of that and into ways that elevate us. So I found that the morning rituals are the single most non-negotiable thing in my entire life, and they have been for some time. But I know in the days when I didn't have those, I would just get swayed and moved, and I'd always have these intentions to do it later. And then the day would just take hold of me, and I would find that by 2 in the afternoon, my hopes and dreams had just disappeared. My motivation had flagged, and I wasn't doing the things that I said I wanted to do. So I found that in my business personally, and also in my life, again, the morning rituals, the daily rituals have been absolutely transformational. I'm just going to take a pause and see if anyone's, I don't think anyone's commenting. I just double check. Okay. So yeah, so the daily rituals are the most important thing, and I want to really encourage you and really see and invite you to, can you make this a non-negotiable? Now, this is where all your objections are going to come in, right? You're going to say, I'm tired, or I've got kids and dogs and I've got a job and da da da. But I would really encourage you to step it up anyway. And I've played around with this, and I used to say, my message used to be, which I've changed now, but I used to say, if you can't do it in the morning, you could do it in the afternoon, you could do it in the evening, do whatever works for you. But I've since come to believe that that doesn't really work, because when people do that, and I've done it myself, we tend to just keep moving it back. We do it later, we do it later, we do it later, then we'll do it tomorrow, and it never comes. And I found that even if you get up 15 minutes earlier, it is worth it. So even to you, beautiful souls, if you've got the kids and the dogs and you never get a moment's peace, set that alarm and get up earlier. And now I have the luxury, because I've created my life this way, I have plenty of time. I have a lovely morning routine that I absolutely love right now. I'm really loving it, particularly. But there was a time when I had just recovered and I'd gone back into the legal profession, and I had, the 9 to 5 job. But I used to make sure I'd got up in the morning before my daughter woke up, before I had to do all the school run stuff and all the house stuff, before I even left to go to work into my legal job all day, which was full on. I used to make sure I got up in the morning, and the first thing I did was my meditation. I'd close my eyes, I would breathe, I would meditate. I think I used to do a bit of journaling back then, not so much, but I used to listen to things as well on the way into my work. So I really want to encourage you, like, if you really want to amplify your results, I don't know if I could even do half the things that I do, that stretch me way out of my comfort zone, without a morning routine. And I mean morning. So now I make sure that the first part of my day, I do not 100% do not scroll through social media, because I do not want to hear the world's views and everybody's opinions and all the noise outside before I've even tuned into my own soul, before I've tuned into what my aligned actions are for my life and my business that day. There's no way. And the days that I have, oh, forget it. I can't even hear myself think. So I really want to give you, with so much love, encouragement to make this a non-negotiable. And in fact, the busier you feel you are, the more that you need to make time. So what can you do? It doesn't have to be an hour routine. Like, I love doing long routines. I make sure I schedule my sessions and my work so that I can have a massive chunk of time in the morning, because it's it's me as a channel. I need that. I need to connect to above. I need to connect to my soul. It's very important. It's a non-negotiable. It's how I live my life. But even if you're not that way, you could still do 15 minutes, right? 15 minutes of filling yourself up. Listen to some affirmations, listen to some music that gets you in the mood, breathe, ground, focus on your goals. What is it that you're trying to create? And every day remind yourself, because even though you know it, you still need daily reminders. So every day I connect with, what am I doing? I do big vision and smaller vision. So I do, what is my vision? So I know my vision is to impact people around the world. My vision is to really, really show up as the transformational leader that I know that I am, that I came here to be. That's my vision. My day-to-day vision of, like, right, what do I see today? It's like, yeah, like today, yeah, I see myself doing a live stream and share this message and help this client, and I've got this thing booked in and this thing booked in, and I want to work on, maybe a few projects and create some things for my membership or whatever it is. There's quite a few working pieces, and I remind myself each day, this is what I'm stepping into, this is what I choose, and focus. And whether it's money goals, it might be client goals, it might be, you know program goals, or whatever it is that you're focusing on. But I really do it consciously. So if you're not already, you might already be doing this, in which case it's obvious, but it's also a reminder of how powerful it is. But I really highly recommend, if you're creating your business or you want to get into this personal development journey every single day, connect to yourself on a soul level, because I don't know, without that, the world's going to pull you. The world's going to keep calling you into, this is important, this is important, this is needed, this needs your attention, right? Especially now with all the world stuff. You scroll through and you'll read a whole heap of stuff, and you're going to lower your vibration straight away before you've even begun. So those are my three, what did I call them? Three important things to embrace in your business and also your life, if you don't have a business. But number one, stop looking outside for the answers, for the exact answers in somebody else's blueprint. You've got to tune into you, or do things, invest in things, find ways of helping you do that. So really tune into you. And sure, learn strategies, learn from other people, but don't take it as an exact science, right? That just because it worked for them, it worked for you. But just learn with an open mind, but really tuning into you. And number two, be visible. You have to be visible in your business. People need to know you're here. And this is why you came. So if you've got a business, and even in your life, right? But if you've got a business or you want one, you came here for people to know that you're here because you have gifts and talents and beautiful things to share. That, by the way, you did not just get in this lifetime, you've accumulated them from previous lifetimes. So you've got to be visible. The world wants to see you. There are people here that you are guided to help with your product or service or whatever it is, that they only need you to do that. You're the only one that can do that for them, because you've been assigned. So you're very, very valuable. So be visible. And number three, have your daily routines and rituals, have them in place, prioritize them, make them a non-negotiable, absolutely non-negotiable, like brushing your teeth, like anything else. Absolute, like you will eat food at some point, right, in the day. Make it a non-negotiable. And those three things will really start to help you shift and elevate and be expansive in your business. So pop a comment below. I'd love to know which ones, one, two, or three, or all of them, which ones that you need to be reminded of the most, which ones you need to shift into or practice more, and also which ones you're having any challenges or difficulties with. Pop below and I can see in the comments. All right, so that's today, Tuesday, creativity, business, action. My message for today, sending you lots of love, wishing you well, and encouraging you in your businesses, in your plans, whatever it is you've got going on, to trust that you are here to do exactly what you are desiring to do. The world needs you. The world needs your business, your product, your service, your ideas, your energies, whatever it is that you want to create. The world is needing this, and you came here to do exactly that. All right, so don't forget it. All right, love you lots, and I'll talk to you soon.